Spallina and players in Courtney Maclay, Avery Hines, and Charlotte Wilmoth after the Seawolves' 10-7 loss to number 2 Boston College. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll go to questions for Coach and the players.
What a battle. I couldn't be more proud of our group. I think, we played our hearts out. We played against a great team. Ton of respect for Boston College, the job Acacia's done. They have some incredible players, but I thought our players answered the bell. And to be quite frankly, we outplayed them for 3 of the 4 quarters. The unfortunate part was that first quarter was a 5-0 one, and we chased those goals a little bit. But the rest of the game was 7-5, but really 7-4 with them scoring the empty net goal. But again, for me, it's the job our players did this season, where we graduated so many players, and to be able to step up and answer the bell, and in a lot of ways, go blow for blow with the best or the second best team in the country speaks volumes of the character we have in the room, the job my assistant coaches have done, and a team that was ready. We talked about upsets aren't about getting lucky, they're about making plays and believing. And I thought our players, I won't say we weathered the storm, but we got through that first quarter and survived it. And then once we settled in, you could see the belief kick in. And I've watched a lot of Boston College games. They were reeling. We had them on the heels, we had them on the ropes. And I just thought we just ran out of a little bit of time. And we lost Cap. She had that unfortunate injury there, upper body injury. That changed our draw. She's obviously one of our leading goal scorers, so she's super dynamic, and losing her affected us in a lot of different areas. But the job that our team did, I've been doing this a long time, and who knows what tomorrow will bring as far as me, but I've never been more proud of a group than what they've brought to the table this season. And we graduated so much last year. We returned 1 starter to be where we are. So close to winning a game like this. It just talks about tradition of our program.
Questions, guys?
To say you've never been prouder of a group when you've had so many great ones, Coach, that speaks volumes about this team. As you reflect on this season, what's your overall takeaway beyond what you just said?
I think everyone counted us out coming into the year. We graduated Ellie Macera, Tuarden, finalist, Caitlin. We graduated, I think it was 400 points, not career points, last season. That's a lot. We returned no offensive starters. Avery was our lone returning starter on the defensive side, a new goalie. And everybody doubted us. So that's where when you see, I wanted it really bad for this group. And they answered the bell. It was, we had our growing pains throughout the year, but you're supposed to. It's all about how you're playing towards the end, and the job that our assistants did this year in developing players, which is really our marquee. We don't get 5-star kids out of high school. We got to develop them, and you can see that our players are just as good as anyone's. So that's a testament to our kids caring as much as they care. So when you have that, and listen, like you said, Kylie Ohlmiller, Allie Kennedy, Ellie Macera, we've had stars just like they have stars. Their attack unit, when they walked out on the field to start the game, it reminded me of Taryn Ohlmiller, Kylie Ohlmiller, and Murph, back in the day. And we've had some epic battles with BC through the years. That's why I don't think as a program we weren't we've always played them well, and I think there's mutual respect between the staff. So, I just think I'm just proud of these guys. They answered the bell.
Beyond the on the field, we heard Coach Walker from BC talk about the support, and the crowd here saw a noticeable amount of your fans make the journey up from Long Island. What's that mean to play in front of your supporters far from your campus?
It's always a home game for us. Our fans travel really well. They're great. They're loud. They bring the Long Island to wherever we go, and that's great. And Boston College, same thing. That was a great college lacrosse environment, and I think more environments like that and games like that are great for the sport. And I thought their crowd was great, but their crowd was scared for a while. They got real quiet in that third and fourth quarter. So, and that's what we talked about. You could see we got Boston College doing some uncharacteristic things, and we looked at each other like they're a little shook. We got them here a little bit. We start to feel that momentum swing. We got it to, where they and that's what it's about. So, we're just a playoff here or there, and the games like this come down to that.
This is for any of you. There were some unfortunate situations with injuries. How do you guys rally together as a group when that sort of stuff happens and continue onward?
I mean, like, this team beyond the field is, like, we are all best friends, hands down. I said it the other day, like, we would die for each other. Like, these are my best friends, they are my everything. And, like, I think when that kind of happens, like, yeah, Cap went down, but we all felt it. Like, she felt it physically, but we all felt it. Like, on and off the field, she's our best friend. And, like, I think coming together and doing whatever we can for the rest of the quarter and whenever, like, the rest of the half for her. And, like, our roommate and one of our best friends, Jordan, she tore ACL in the beginning of the season. Like, it's always, it's for Jordan, like, she would give her everything on the field. Like, it's our turn to give everything for her and for Cap and for all of our injured girls. They would do anything to be on the field, so.
We also have a lot of faith in our, like, depth. We had Cap go down and Liv Shore played amazing today. So I think we have a huge group. All 35, 36 of us can play. It just, Bella Cap, that was a tough hit, and everybody on the field played for her after that. Liv Shore did a great job today.
Yeah, like, one of our captains, like, after Cap came down, was like, let's just play for her for the rest of the game. And I feel like we really embodied that going into the rest of the game, just playing super hard for her, because she always plays hard for us, so we always just want to give back to those players.
Yeah, and Liv Shore is a great example, like Avery said. Like, she hasn't played much this season. Like, she plays, gotten every game, but not a ton of minutes. And the draw circle, when you lose Cap, it affects the man up. It affects the draw. It affects the dodging presence. It's her being an All-American midfielder. So that affected us. That was not just in a one area hit. That affected us draw and on both ends. But people step up. Like, that's where our coaches have players ready. Kylie Butke was somebody who was really quiet throughout the regular season. Then she goes and scores the winner and the go-ahead goal in the conference championship. So, and today she had a great shot. She hammered the corner on Dolce. That it's just next man up mentality. I think for us, it's about, because they're so bought into the development piece, that there's no silver spoon treatment. They just understand, like, there's a job to be done, and who's going to answer the bell, and whose chance is it, what you do with those chances.
For the players, what are you going to take out of this season? Obviously successful on the field, undefeated, and then conference championship in the tournament. What's it meant to you?
Yeah, I'm honestly just super grateful that Coach Spallina and Coach Sidney gave me the opportunity to come here. When they asked me to come, it was a no-brainer, and I'm just so grateful for the people I met and all my experiences here. And I feel like I've grown a lot as a player and as a person, and I'm just so thankful I got to finish my lacrosse career here.
I think the main thing is the relationships. Like, you're not going to find them anywhere else, and off the field, like, that's what matters at the end of the day. And like my mom always says, like, nobody cares how many goals you score. They care about, like, how you treat them and the relationships that you take with you for the rest of your life. So that's going to be it for sure.
The difference between our team and their team is we don't rely on skill. We rely on the bond that we all have. So,
I think it just comes down to the care factor and just the way people buy into the program. Like, Charlotte came in as a transfer. Dino, somebody who came in early, and it's just about the development. It's homemade. I think that's the best way to put it. It's homemade. It's legitimately homemade. It's not Carrabba's. It's not. It's authentic Italian. Like, we're cooking it ourselves. And these guys buy in, and it's personal to them. And because of that, they care a lot, right? It's like when you have somebody who trains you and loves you, right, and puts the time into you, and you've never been told that you're the best thing to ever walk the planet, and you come in, you earn that status, that resonates far longer. And there's a lot of life lessons to be taught in that. Like, these are things that they'll take with them forever. Like, you don't have to be the best out of the gate, right? You just got to be the best one at the end, right? And I think for our kids, it's, we're a mid-major. Like, at the end of the day, we're a mid-major. We don't have a lot of things a lot of other people have, but what we lack in that, we pick up in other things, and it's the how authentic and homemade that our program and our players are, because we're not getting the Maserati and the Porsche out of high school, right? We're getting a little bit different of a city. We have to develop it into a Maserati or Porsche, and they buy in, And some of our transfers, we had 4 transfers, and they came in and they bought in, and she was a captain as a transfer, which, if you know anything about me, it's hard to be a captain for me. She bought in, crushed it. These guys are, they wore the jersey with great pride, and I think made a lot of our alums very proud.